Recently, the Generac video has been getting basically views have just gone off the chart, and I think it's mostly due to it's winter storms and stuff like that. People looking for power. This video was actually in the works before some of the views started, and then some of the comments that I've seen on the video. So this video will be kind of twofold. One, explain why I have this box sitting in front of us, in front of me, and then two, I want to do a little bit more background on the generator itself and why we put it in, and things like that. And I'll give you some more background that I haven't given you before. We're going to see how good the camera battery is. So it's minus, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 outside. This will probably be, I looked at the footage that I've already shot for this video, and I decided I wanted a little bit more, and it snowed just so I can actually get a little bit different footage. So this past summer, I moved when I did the original Generac video, it was right after we moved the tank. Well, predominantly our wind comes from the northwest, which is the direction the camera's facing. But every snowstorm we've had this winter, it's either come from the straight north or just come from the northwest. The northwest is not too big of a problem. That's looking northwest. When it comes from the north, it wraps around the snow, wraps around the tank, and ends up in the generator itself. Now there were some comments that was made. You should put it up on a stand or something. The winds we get here, I'm not sure that would really be all that effective, but we're certainly going to do something about it. One of the things that I think that I need to do is just build a snow fence or something around the generator to see if I can stop the snow from getting in. A couple weeks ago, the generator tried to exercise itself and a little red light came on the corner, and let's see if there's snow in it this time. Nope. Okay, so that's good. When snow got in it last time, this was literally all completely full of snow. When I say completely full of snow, I'm talking just absolutely completely full. It took us about an hour and a half to get it all undone. But so that's the good news. I feel a little bit better about that. I'm going to go ahead and take the air filter off and see if there's snow in the air filter, because the air filter's on that side right there. And it'll make a little bit more sense. Nope. We're going to go ahead and take this off and look down in there. Nope, no snow. Alright, that's good. That's what we were looking for. Makes me feel quite a bit better about how I've set this up. Some of those things you doubt yourself. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. A couple weeks ago, we ordered a kit. I'll show the kit on there. I don't know if you'll hear the story twice. So, what's in the box? The reason we have the box. A couple weeks ago, we had a really bad straight north wind. Same north wind that if you go back and look at my videos, the 1445 with a 60-inch blower moving snow. We only got about 1 inch of snow, but that wind really moved some snow around from a Christmas blizzard. There were just snow everywhere, and it was a straight north wind. Prevailing winds around our area, which is the upper Midwest, is northwest. In fact, pretty much everything that you read when we moved in here and everything said northwest winds. And this winter has been particularly weird. We've had some south winds, we've had some northeast winds, and we've had a lot of straight north winds. We have not, however, had a lot of northwest winds. Everything around our house is set up to have northwest winds. That's why at the end of the 1445 with 60 blower video, there's that picture of the back porch and everything. That's not normal. In the process of getting all those north winds, if you look, I'll put a picture up on the screen. If you look at the generator in this picture, I actually am facing north. And you'll see that the LP tank is directly in line with the generator, which is by design. Basically what I was hoping to do is I was hoping to create, with northwest winds, create some air movement in between the tank and the generator, that way snow didn't go in those vents right there. With north winds, And I knew this was going to be a problem, but I did not know it was going to be this big of a problem. Wife and I came home a couple days after that snow moved around and drifted and everything. And there was red light on the generator. Basically, it had tried to exercise itself. And in the process, all that snow had gotten in the intake and it wouldn't run. Not a huge deal. I mean, it shut itself off, which is exactly what it's designed to do. It took us about an hour and 15 minutes to get all the snow raked out, get it running, dry out the air filter, things like that. In the end, not a huge deal at all. It is what it is. It's a learning experience, things like that. But I figured, okay, while we're waiting for the air filter to dry out, we didn't have one. And so what would happen during a snowstorm? I mean, obviously, ideally, we don't want to be out in a snowstorm doing this. So what would happen? We need a spare, right? We're also, this coming summer, I'm going to do some maintenance on it. I'm going to adjust the valve lash, things like that. So I figured, okay, we'll need an air filter, we need an oil filter, yada yada. Let's just order a kit from Generac and see what comes in it. I'll put the price up on the screen. My wife bought it. I sent her the link, and I can't remember how much it was. We bought this directly from Generac. Didn't buy it from anybody else. I don't even know if you can. You might be able to. Don't know. Don't care at this point in time. The only reason I purchased this is because I wanted to see what was in it. I am 95% positive that you can get everything that's in this box cheaper elsewhere. I bought it because I wanted to see what was in it. So, what do we have in our maintenance kit here? We have 2 bottles of 5W30 synthetic motor oil, probably bottled by whoever, whenever. We have our air filter. This is what we were really after. We have an oil filter right there. And then on top of that, we have some directions and a fancy paper funnel, things like that. Not all that impressive, and I like I said, I'll put the price up there on the screen. I mean, if somebody wants to say, well, you overpaid, of course we did. I just wanted to see what was in it, see if we can find anything. I mean, it comes with this nice service minder, stuff like that. So, I'll be doing some maintenance on the generator this coming summer or late spring, something like that. But I wanted to address some comments that I've seen in other videos, or some comments that I saw in the other video. Go over why we spent a little over $10,000 on a whole home generator. Whole home generators are not for everyone. If you don't have any emergent needs and you can survive a 5,000 watt portable generator, a Honda generator, Troy-Bilt, whatever, knockoff brand, PowerMate, whatever. That's by far and away a lot more economical and a lot more versatile. In our particular case, in December of 2016, we had an ice storm we had some heavy rain, which it doesn't rain here in December, ever. We had 3 or 4 inches of rain coupled with an ice storm that was after the rain. The power went out. We don't know how long the power was out. We estimate somewhere between 10 and 12 hours. The power was out for 10 or 12 hours. Our property is extremely wet to begin with because of how it sits, the farming that's done around us, etc. Our sump pump, the previous owners never graded the property correctly. One of the reasons that I bought the John Deere 4066 was to grade the property, which we've done. However, at the time, some of that grading had not been done. So all of that rain basically came back to the house. When it came back to the house, when the power was off, it obviously filled up the sump pump. Yes, we have a battery backup, but the battery died. When the battery died, obviously the basement flooded. We estimate that parts of the basement had about a quarter inch of water in it. That's just a guesstimate on our part. And we would say probably about a third of the basement. We thought we had it all dried out. About 5 months later, we have some mold problems. We got into some rooms we didn't think it got into. Our basement is tile. And in the end, we spent about $15,000 in 6 months redoing a lot of the drywall and repainting, etc., etc. Yes, we had insurance. However, insurance, because it's a sump pump problem, the sump pump rider only covered $5,000 of that. That was one of the reasons that we bought this generator. We had, before purchasing the generator, we had a 5,000 watt Troy belt generator. Actually, we had this generator prior to moving up here. The previous owners left us a generator we sold. But there is a plug in the garage. There's a sub panel. It's all wired up for power. System worked great. We used it 2 or 3 times the first year we lived here. Not a problem at all. The problem comes when you're not here. In December of 2016, we were gone for a week. When we were gone, that's what caused all the problems. The person watching our house couldn't get here because it was an ice storm. And so there were lots of dominoes that fell to cause all the damage, but I'm not saying that those dominoes couldn't fall again and cause similar damage. So how do you mitigate the risk? We decided, well, yes, we could install a gas generator or something along those lines. However, because the temperature swings, the environment, and the usage of it, I can't really justify having any even aviation or marine gas or anything else. I can't justify having that amount of gas on the property because I'm just simply not going to use it. All of my equipment's diesel. I do turn over diesel. Well, if you ever priced a diesel backup generator, you will know that, yeah, that's 3 to 4 times more by the time you get done compared to what we have. So that was what preempted the purchase of the generator. The point I made in responding to a comment is basically that generator has to work 1 or 2 times to pay for itself. And I don't care if it only works for 4 hours. In fact, I don't care. I will be perfectly happy if that generator runs for 100 hours and protects the house twice and then craps out. It's done its job. It saved us the money. It is what it is. We'll put a new one in. Now, I will obviously not be happy if it does it in the middle of a power outage, but at that point, we have backup. We have a backup to the backup, realistically. Plus, we've made some changes around the house that prevent a problem of that magnitude from occurring. So it is one of those things. I just wanted to explain a little bit more about why we put in the generator. Now, I have seen tons of comments. It's like, well, Generac's a bad brand. They have poor customer service, etc., etc. If you go out there and you look at Kohler or any other manufacturer, they all have the same comments. It's just like people when they buy lawn and garden tractors. When they do, the squeaky wheels are the ones that have poor experiences. If you have a poor experiences, you're going to get mad and you're going to complain about it. When you complain about it, that's what everybody reads. Generally, if you are perfectly happy with the product, unless it just excites you to no end, you're never going to say a word about it. And so when you go on these products and you read about them, you have to take some of that to account. And fact of the matter is what you read when you talk to people, everything else, there's no difference. All the brands are the same, and it just came down to dollars and where we could get stuff from. We looked at Kohler's. There was no Kohler dealer or anybody that could install Kohler's without, us getting it and whatnot. I'm busy. I wanted a one-stop shop. So this is what we got. And that's why we got it. I mean, I'm not saying, as I think I said in one of my responses, I'm not saying that Generac is the best thing since sliced bread. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But, it is what it is. I'm not too concerned about it. If it breaks, it breaks. But at this point, it gives me a reason when I'm on trips and stuff and my wife's here or we're both gone. It gives me something when I see a gigantic red and green blob headed towards the house on a radar. I don't have to lose sleep. So it is what it is. That's what it is. And that's why we have the generator. So hopefully this explained a little bit more about it. This summer I'll do some more on the generator. I'll explain the setup a little bit more. I've got to put a snow fence around it. We'll work on all that. Designing the snow fence, stuff like that. So thanks for watching.